Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 22 of the Ready Up Gaming Podcast, a show about all things gaming. This week, myself, Niall, and the bald bearded bruiser, Bobby Boucher, will be covering the reactions from the PlayStation Showcase. If you actually had watched during the week, we did do a live reacts. This is kind of obviously letting it gestate, gathering our thoughts, having a bit more kind of a think back to what we did like and what we didn't like, plus a bit more about the underwhelming reception for Gollum, a bit of news about Last of Us factions, and just a bit more about Bobby playing Tears of the Kingdom, which and me finishing it. Spoiler alert. So apart from that, if you like the podcast, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave us a comment or send us an email to readyyuppod@gmail.com. And remember, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and all your other podcasting services. So we'll get into it in just a second, but before we do, Bobbert, what are you drinking? I can't hear you.
Forgot I was on mute. Yeah, water. Just water.
Just water.
Drinking a lot more water.
Oh, are you? Getting a health kick, son?
Yeah,
football? You got your wee boots and all?
Got my boots today. Class too.
Ah, lovely.
Right, I actually don't like them.
You don't like? Oh, well, it's a good thing you bought them then.
I don't like them. She thought they're all right, and I was like, fuck it, we'll just get them.
Well, if the fucking fit, happy days. So, I'll let you lead the way in this, Bobby. Do you want to think? Should we go in no kissing? Should we lube you up a wee bit first and maybe play around, play with your titties a bit, and then maybe we'll throw it in,
maybe
or
rub down, and then we'll kick it off.
So we'll just get in dry. Yeah. Bobby, so on Wednesday night, we reacted to the showcase. Put a video up on YouTube if you want to see our live reactions. Mixed feelings. Pretty strong negativity on your behalf, but haven't let it gestate. What was your overall kind of quick thoughts?
I thought it was fucking dreadful.
Okay.
So that I don't know whether it was because me and you done our kind of predictions episode the week before. I don't know whether is that down to us overhyping it and getting ourselves too excited.
Or everyone else overhyped it.
Everyone overhyped it, but I think they were right too, though, because we hadn't seen anything from them since September 2021 in terms of a proper full-on showcase. So, and before that, they've always been been bangers. So, the expectation was there.
So did we just let ourselves down?
No, I think PlayStation let us down.
PlayStation let us down.
I think they did. I think they did. Come on.
So what would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, a 6.
Right, so you'll give it a 6. Now, this is where I'm going to be devil's advocate, all right? Me and you watched the developers direct, okay?
Yeah.
They brought out Redfall. What was they seen Redfall again? Minecraft Legends, Forza, which we all, yeah.
We got Hi-Fi.
Hi-Fi
Rush,
was a big thing.
Shadow
Just
Drop.
Hi-Fi Rush, yeah, Shadow Drop.
There's one more.
Redfall, Forza,
Minecraft Legends. We got Hi-Fi Rush.
Fucking clearly wasn't that good, or we're not remembering it.
No.
I think it was. But it was like 4 games, and I think me and you gave away an 8.5.
Yeah. It was good, though, for what it was. Like, it was showing you these games, like a wee brief thing. It was called Developer Direct, so you were going to get the developers kind of in it as well, which you don't mind. But
were we blindsided by Hi-Fi Rush?
We did get quite excited, but it was exciting, and it is a good game on Metacritic and all. Like, it's really highly rated as a good game. I know you didn't like it, but the excitement was there because, like, when's the last time we got something like that there? You know, just Shadow Drop.
But that's what I mean. It's like, why are we scoring this so poorly when realistically, like, there is a lot of good games that were announced, but we're just rating it really poorly. Even though, yes, they're not a lot of first party, but there's still a lot of good games there. Now,
but when you come to a PlayStation showcase, the big daddy, you expect to see big games from them first party, and all we got was multiplayer shit.
But if you just take that out of it as a show, good or bad?
Let me ask this,
what I mean. The preconceived notions making us give it a lower rating.
You take away Spiderman 2.
Oh, it was a fucking third-party show.
Third-party show. It's literally seasoned throughout with indies, which you don't mind because most of them showcases do have a lot of indies in it. But it felt like a more of a longer state of play than a full-on play. Like, look at the last one we got. We got fucking Spider-Man 2. We got Wolverine. We got KOTOR. We got God of War. Like, that's insane already, just naming them games. Like,
KOTOR would be third party, wouldn't it?
They class it as second party because
Right.
it's an
Okay. But it
exclusive.
will be
That's
Xbox.
that
Is
way.
it? No.
No, it's
Is it going to be
exclusive. Yeah,
exclusive?
there
It's
was
not coming
there
out.
was nothing on timed or anything, but they class like they would class like Final Fantasy 16 as a second party game.
But there's a lot. Is there not a lot of? There's a lot. All them were second party. Then there was tons of them.
No,
A lot of them said for or first to PlayStation or not. It's first to console.
no, I think
Something
because
similar. What was it?
Xbox went on Twitter after with a whole screenshot of loads of them saying
And since it's coming here.
yeah. So at the end of the day, it wasn't what we wanted. It wasn't what it should have been. We've waited over a year, like a year and a half for this, and it's not good enough.
So I was thinking of PlayStation changed kind of their approach recently.
They
They must have.
they have
They've
like
changed
big
their
time.
approach. So
They're going to this push for multiplayer, and it's clearly shown like in this showcase with their new IP from Haven Studios and Firewalk. Is that right?
yeah.
Fire
But even the way
something.
they're announcing things. So Spider-Man, this is the first gameplay, and it's most likely gonna be September, October. And
Yeah.
only now they're really talking about it. So are they going more? Bear in mind what was fucking. There's Wolverine. Wolverine's not going to be out for years yet. So if
But how
let's
hype
say
was that?
Tsushima 2,
How hype was that
well,
to
that's
see
what I
that?
mean. Maybe it's not worth.
That's what we want.
Maybe it's, I know, but don't
Sure,
blow your load early.
Xbox done. I do. Well, I want to fucking blow it everywhere, all over the screen.
I know
That's what I
you want your
wanted.
chunks to be saturated. I get it. I get it.
But
I
what I'm saying
understand.
is right. Xbox done this last year. Where they done everything you see here is coming out in the next 12 months. Now, granted, it didn't. But that was that was the
Yeah, granted, it didn't.
it didn't
Okay.
it didn't. But that was the kind of logic behind it. Like this, everything, and it didn't hit. It was good. It was different. But maybe if they have that in a separate section, listen, this is the first third of the show. Everything you see here is the next 12 months. Everything after that, it's a wee bit further out because that was the one thing that the Xbox show last year was Fable, Perfect Dark. The things that we know
Yeah,
was maybe a wee bit further away, but we still want to see something. We still want a taste of it.
yeah. Just
Give
a
me a
semen.
taste.
But the thing is, right? Put it this way: are you worried for Sony?
No, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you own only a PlayStation,
Yeah.
would I really be worried if I was just a PlayStation owner? Probably no.
But in
Definitely not
terms
because
of
you know what's there at it. Like we know what's there anyway.
yeah,
Like we've
but
already seen Death Stranding 2. We know it's a PlayStation exclusive.
we don't know what's coming next year, and that's what there was a lot of questions like left unanswered because you've all these big studios. You've got fucking Band, you've got Sucker Punch, all them boys. We don't know what they're doing. We have an idea what they're doing, but we don't know. It's like we don't know what's coming next year. Like Spiderman is the only first party game, isn't that right? This
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
and that's probably going to be it.
Yeah.
So like, what does next year look like? Because usually we have an idea of what's to come, roughly.
I'm kind of excited as
We
well,
didn't
mate.
get
To
it.
be fair, we don't know yet. I know we probably would like to have a wee bit of an indicator. Well, we have Marathon
Yeah,
coming,
that looks
Bungie, but
good.
that's gonna be third party. I don't know. Like, to be fair, I think maybe it's the older I'm getting and stuff. I don't even get hyped watching any really trailers for things. Like, I'll get hyped off an announcement of something I didn't know was coming. But you see, actually, even seeing a gameplay of a game, if
Mhm.
I know the game, it doesn't. Do you know what I mean? So, I'll know what annoys me now. A lot of the games that are going to be announced are fucking sequels anyway, and they're not really game changing. I'm kind of getting bored of the same IPs. I'm sure you're the same. So even Spider-Man 2 and things, it's like, well, they're going to announce Ghost of Tsushima 2. That's a fact. That's going to happen.
Yeah, we know what's being worked on.
Now, they're not going to do fucking Uncharted 4, which we were hoping before the show. Now, that's I think we did have our hopes too high, but Sony
Everybody
set
did.
that standard. But
Yep.
Sony had set that standard.
Mhm.
Plus, you wait 2 years. What do you expect? Plus, we're still waiting for the generation to get going, and this looks like when is it going to get going? Because I don't know about yourself, but even Spider-Man 2, not to kind of blow or load early, get into it. Whatever. So,
Yeah.
could be on PS4, apart from the speed boost through the city that I've seen, but
Thing is, there's lots of stuff going around Twitter. Like people are thinking, did the whole back because of the whole CMA or the whole Activision thing with the CMA and stuff like that. There did the whole back because they don't want to show how strong they are and all that other carry on. So that's one rumor that's going around absolutely everywhere on Twitter that they're holding back, which I don't believe. Another one is they think we might possibly get another showcase this year, which
I can see that.
it's happened before with in 2020. We got two
No,
in
I could see it,
2020.
definitely, yeah. It
So
makes
we still
sense.
might get one where all these big. This is maybe a wee bit later in the year, maybe sort of August, September time, and this is going to be here's what you can expect next year, maybe the year after as well, and going into 2025.
Yeah. I don't know. Like
There's just a lot left. There's a lot of wanting still from me, like
there's stuff there. Like that's what I mean. It's like
you know.
clearly they are holding back because there's stuff there.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
Tsushima's what, 3 years old? You've a game there. Naughty Dog. Fair enough. We're going to get the Naughty Dog in a second.
Sony
You've got Santa
banned
Monica.
actually they actually said on Twitter, someone from it maybe or so an act someone from it, like if they had a stuck to their guns, Days Gone 2 would have been out like a month ago.
No, they've stuff up their sleeve. But to be firm, it's what they have up their sleeve. Are we just going to get more of the same type of games, which I'm getting kind of bored with, to be honest with you?
Absolutely. That's one
That's
thing.
why
Like
I'm a
I was
Nintendo.
thinking when what was the studio there? It was in maybe the news last week or the week before, where Sony kind of done away with them, and the
Fuck, I
project
forget the
Deviation
yeah.
was their stuff was cancelled or something like that there. But you know what I would like Sony to do? Like imagine like just a wee shorter experience from Naughty Dog, like a double A game but with a triple A quality. You know, something different, just something completely outside their wheelhouse.
What you mean, something like what they've done from the expansion?
It doesn't yeah, but even like not even that style. Give me something completely different. Like I'm talking like on the Hi-Fi Rush level, like go Tango
Medium
Gameworks.
length. Yeah, they're all trying
They're
to get too
known
big.
for
Yeah,
they're known for their heart like Evil Within, Ghostwire Tokyo, and then they bring out this completely different genre, completely different style. Like I would love to see something like from PlayStation Studios, like something smaller. It doesn't have to be a big story over the shoulder fucking blockbuster all the time. Like really doesn't.
yeah. It's obviously you were saying about the push in the live service. So see, this is where you obviously this is your wheelhouse because this is what Xbox do well. They do multiplayer,
Yeah.
and that's kind of where their focus is. Me as a gamer, and maybe why I've always kind of associated more with PlayStation was the single player aspect. So a lot of this, I'm like, whatever. I'm just watching it. I'm thinking, okay, it looks good. I'm probably not going to play it
Yeah.
because it's just not what I do. So what was your kind of impressions on all the kind of live action games, or live service games? Because bear in mind, half them fucking fail. So it's kind of like, right,
Yeah,
there's another one.
so the first one was that Haven Studios one, the Fur games. It was
They
kind
all
of
trying
like
to be
the
quirky, don't they? It's fucking.
Fur
They're all trying
games
to.
with the fucking. It's got the S at the end. It's like a dollar sign and all. It's really like colorful. It looks kind of like Payday. It's got like a
Okay.
Robin Hood vibe. That
I
one.
did delete it from the
You did
the
delete it, but
name.
I've just got that one in my head because that was the very first thing that was seen. I think it looks interesting,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not overly hyped about it. But it looks interesting. Helldivers. It looks cool.
Well, that's first party.
That's first party.
So there's two first
Both
party
of them are
games.
first party, but they are going to
Oh,
PC as
free.
well,
Okay.
which makes sense.
So Helldivers 1, from memory, does not look that good, but Helldivers 2 look pretty fucking cool. Like it looks to be fair to me, that is like a double A kind of Sony game. Like it's
Yeah,
not gonna
that's what I
be.
want to see more of. Like, get them out quicker. Give me this double because the double A game it's good. I'm bad. I'm bad about it.
You love double A actually.
I do.
You do
I
love
am a wee
that
fucking
is
gets me excited like a wee double A
a wee
game.
double A battery. I don't know, mate. I'm like I'm not even saying triple A. Like it's not even that. It's just
But Sony, like, imagine just like Sony Santa Monica or Naughty Dog or one of them is just doing something completely outside their wheelhouse, just like a wee experiment game, and it's double A, but it's got the Sony back and it's got the polish. Like, just something that maybe they've always wanted to do, but they haven't been able to.
like yeah, I get what you're meaning, but look, you have obviously Helldivers would be kind of double A. That other one you said, the very first one, the fucking
Yeah.
dollar sign, and looks like they're ripping off trying to be like Fortnite kind of style. Well, childish in that sense, but yeah, well, a lot of the indies, it's just, I don't know. Like, they're obviously changing. Like, you're gonna have the big AAA ones, but then obviously live service going forward. So, what was your best game? Like, what games? So we'll actually go through them because I've made the ones that me and you obviously think it's worth talking about. So Helldivers, I haven't much to comment on it. It looks good. I didn't play the first one.
Yeah, looks good.
Phantom Blade Zero, probably one of the best looking ones there.
This was the first one that kind of got us like, holy shit, this looks fucking good. We're kind of confused whether it's like is it going for a Souls like, is it action?
Inspired by anyway.
It looks more actiony to me. The combat.
Yeah, Souls. See, Souls like don't like I don't get excited for them because I've been burned so many times. Like no one can do it like they do it. So it's and especially fucking random studio, and you're like, no.
These guys,
No.
they have Phantom Blade games on PC and mobile at the minute. This is their first time going to like a console, but I don't think they're anything like what we've seen on the show.
So this seems like Atomic Heart, where it looks like here this is like gonna be game changing. Then it comes out and it's like it's all kind of I don't know, like it's surface level, looks good, and then the fucking everything underneath talking.
Like the combat looked great.
Combat looks normal. It will not
The
run like that in game. The combat
no,
cannot
no,
play like
and there
that.
was a wee bit of parkour, a bit of wall run and stuff like that. There, it looked good as well. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the combat's just not going to be as good as it looks, and it's going to be more action than Souls like, which isn't a bad thing, like, because I don't mind an action game.
Yeah.
But
You would maybe like the Surge. The Surge is it's made by I forget who it's made by, but they done it's like robot fucking Souls like. It's actually pretty decent. Surge 1 and 2. But the thing that's the thing, no one can do Souls like games like fucking From. And then if did you watch Lords of the Fallen, the actual gameplay trailer?
I actually forgot
You forgot, right?
that.
Fucking dick. No, look, it's just Gain is ripping off From, and they said they want to be the second studio you think of when you say Souls or something
The
similar along
Lords of
them
the
lines.
Fallen guys.
Yeah, they want to be known
Interesting.
for that style, but that's what I mean. Everyone tries it, but you can't do it. It's like trying to make a Pokemon knockoff. Yeah, you could probably come close in terms of how it looks, but it's not Pokemon. It's not going to be the same style, or Mario, put it that way. So the game, and this maybe ruined it because obviously this was well touted. We've been speaking about it in the show for fucking months. But the Metal Gear Solid, we were still shocked based on the trailer. I was thinking, what else in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're not a Metal Gear fan,
No,
so hype probably from that was zero. But like that was pretty. If you didn't know that was coming, that would have pushed
that
that.
would be huge.
Like, but it was kind of ruled or
But
ruined a bit.
I think before the show, like it was all over Twitter. It was pretty much a cert that it was 100% real, and I think Jez Corden also put up on Twitter that about the klaxon, which
Yep,
was saying
HD
also.
trilogy as well. Or
So
the
it's
HD.
actually got Metal Gear 2, and
Yeah.
then the 3 Metal Gear Solids.
So why that is, so Metal Gear Solid HD collection had that, you see. So Metal Gear 1 and 2, it's like from the fucking, I forget what the thing is, MSX or something. They're like top down fucking things. They're not great. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but then Metal Gear Solid 1, I'm not sure what they're going to do with that because that was never on PS4 or anything like that anyway, or PS3. It was only on the PS3 through back compat. So I wonder if it's going to be like the PC version that you're getting across, and then obviously you have 2 and 3 HD. So you're going to play them then? That was your deal, you
I
says? No,
did
I'll
say
play
I
it.
would, so I'll play them.
I'm not even hyped for this. Do you know why?
Why?
Who's making it? Who's
I
making
don't
it?
know. I don't know.
I don't trust anyone. Like this one really doesn't matter. You can fucking
It
announce anything, but
it
who's
just says
making it?
development team or something like that, or development studio. It doesn't actually say who it is, and still doesn't.
Ah, fuck. See, if we had Castlevania at the show as well, it would have bumped up big time for me, like if something like that. But even saying that, see Konami, like Bloober's taking care of Silent Hill. You have that other Silent Hill one in development. I just don't trust them. It's like a lot of people I've seen saying that. It's like, yeah, but what's the game gonna be like? Looks cool. Snake looked like Oscar Isaac, who's playing him in the movie Metal Gear Solid, but that was interesting. But
Just you can't really take much from a CGI trailer, like, to be honest.
got
You
more
can't.
Final Fantasy 16 footage.
I don't
I guess
think.
what I mean.
I don't think
Or
it
7
needed to be
remake,
there.
7 remake.
Yeah,
They could have brought that there, and there would have been hype for it. Part 2, that would have been massive, but they still didn't.
that's all. Like one or two other big games, and it would have been like really
No, no.
solid.
Do you know what? You're gonna get it August, 100%. Do
Yeah,
you know what I'm thinking? Final Fantasy's over, so they're gonna bring remake because remake part 2's. We're saying, oh, there's no other first party, there's no other gamers, and that's not first party, but
second
that's their
party.
winter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's
suppose
massive as well.
with Final Fantasy 16 coming out next month, they
They
might
don't
not
want to
want to
step in
steal the
yeah,
thunder from it, especially if both of them are on
100%.
the show. But it makes sense.
Like
So another
that's gonna be
showcase.
huge. That'll be fucking huge. See if they'll have that as showcase.
Yeah.
They'll have Spider-Man, more Spider-Man probably. They
Mm.
might actually do. They might do like one of those wee, I was gonna say directs, but the wee fucking state of plays where
State
it
of plays.
focuses like a 10-minute chunk on the thing. But I bet the state of play will be fucking banging.
If they announce another showcase, like, I will be twisting my nipples because I know it'll be a banger.
Aye, like they're just kind of
100%. I'll be oiled up, ready to go.
there you are. They're just teasing you, mate. That's it. But yeah, Fantasy 16 shows off more. I don't even give a fuck. I'll be on holidays when it's out. I'll still bat for you, Bobby. Or do you
Yeah.
want to wait until I'm back?
No.
Depends
I
how
want to get
good you're
in.
in the
It looks
Diablo.
good. It looks good. It does look good.
Alan Wake 2 trailer. Release date. I don't even remember what the release date was. What was it? Did you make note?
It's October.
This year?
Yeah.
Interesting. So I want to.
I haven't
Wish
got
me
the
and you should
exact
before
date.
that comes out. Before that comes out, me and you'll play the
First one.
remaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good actually. But I played that back in the day. It was a Xbox first party game back in the day, wasn't it? No, it wasn't first party. They
Was
weren't owned by them, was it?
no, they owned the IP. Well, they owned the IP to Alan Wake, and they sold it.
They sold the IP.
Yeah, they owned the IP for it.
They also done Control Remedy, and they done that other one, Quantum Break for Xbox.
Yeah.
So they're a good studio. I was gonna say Mad Max. What was it? Max Payne as well.
Max Payne.
Are they doing the Max Payne?
They are. I think they're doing like remasters or something like that on the Max Payne or remakes, as well as obviously they've got Control 2 coming and Alan Wake 2.
See, Control's a game I put on. It was like, do you know,
It looks really good. Like it does look good, but it's just
there's 100 games like it. From what
Yeah.
people probably feel like, oh, that's not the case. I mean, just in terms of the style of game it is, it's just like, right, done this fucking 100 times before. And then obviously the next kind of big one that you were really hyped for was Assassin's Creed Mirage.
yeah.
Talk to me about it.
I'm really excited for this. So this is October as well, I think. I haven't got the exact date. I should have probably put dates down, but it looks like it's going back to the more linear Assassin's Creed. Like when did it really stop? Kind of Assassin's Creed 3 really, because 4 kind of went not full on open. No, actually no, that's tell like 4 opened up with the ship, the pirates and the shipboats. Did you play that one?
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
2013 Black Flag.
Yeah, it would have been actually the London one. What do you call that one?
Syndicate.
That was kind of the last linear one, so I'm glad to see a return to that there. It's in Iraq, kind of getting Altair vibes from your man as well. That's the main character. I know it was meant to be DLC for Valhalla, and the spun off to its own game, which I'm buzzing about. Like I used to love every year the Assassin's Creed's come out, like because it was yearly. I would have grabbed it and straight on would have beat it in the weekend, just full on addicted to it.
Do you think it's going to be like RPG elements again, or do you think it'll just be?
No, I think it's just going to be the linear one. And do you know what? That's something in the future I would like to see them do. To have the linear option, like it's just a smaller kind of compact story, 15 hours or whatever, something like that. And then the boys that want to get all fucking super horny and collect everything and do all the side missions, they can, and like the bigger one, because I think the Assassin's Creed Red or something that's the code name for it. It's the Japanese
one. Japanese one.
Yeah, they're doing. I think it's going to be the big one, and then you've also got Project Hexe, which is like in Germany with the witchcraft and things like that. I think that's going to be a more smaller one. Which kind of got me excited. So
Ubisoft need to redeem themselves anyway.
Yeah, if you maybe fell off Assassin's Creed at Origins point, like I would definitely pick this one up.
No, I'm gonna. Well, you're picking it up. I'm gonna fucking game share with you.
So you'll get that. But yeah, that's a big one for me. I'm really excited for that.
Spot on. Yeah, so Assassin's Creed, what, October? No, I look forward to it. Actually, I will give it a go. I haven't played fucking Assassin's Creed fully ever, so it's worth it. Now, game of the show for me has to be Dragon's Dogma 2. I think a lot of people are surprised how good it looks, and that's something that if you listen to the podcast back in January when we started, I was currently playing Dragon's Dogma 1, which I need to get back to, and I actually thought it was phenomenal. So it's made by Capcom. The guy directing it is the guy behind the DMC games, Devil May Cry. So what was your impressions on the gameplay or the trailer anyway? There wasn't much gameplay shown.
Yeah, I think it looked great. Graphically and all, like it looked good, and the fighting, the gameplay, the actual mechanics of the combat and all looks really interesting. Is it co-op?
The way the first game has it is you have like something called pawns.
Companions,
but I'm not too sure if they might bring in.
It looked
co-op.
In the trailer you seen, and there was like quite a few people around you. It looked like they were helping you, so I was just wondering, is it co-op or are they companions that kind of come with you?
No, so what there's like a pawn system, it's called. So you can level up your companions, and you have these guys, but then people can also download your characters or something, like your companions that you had. So it's a bit of a weird system, but that is a game that I played, and I was like, this is actually extremely good, and it kind of went under the radar for most. So if it's anything as good as it could be, and obviously the guy behind it knows what he's doing in terms of combat, I think it's going to be fucking phenomenal, really. But that to me, that would have been my best game, like the one that I was kind of like, oh here, fuck, because I know the potential. Do you know what I mean? And they had a first go, and it's been 10 years, and Capcom, you know what I mean? So we got some VR. you still have your VR unit. I sold mine.
Still got it in the box.
You gonna keep it in the box, or you gonna take it off, or what was announced?
I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I got offered money for it, and I don't know where to take it or not. And
Okay. Well, the three biggest games: Resident Evil 4 VR, which I said was going to be the Android date drop or Shadow drop.
yeah.
It wasn't. Arizona Sunshine 2 and Beat Saber. What was your impression of them all? Obviously, Resident Evil looked phenomenal graphically, so
Yeah.
that was the fucking goddamn like. 'Cause I tell you right now, it's
Um,
not going to look that good.
Yeah, it looked class. It was gutting that we didn't even get a release window or a release date. It was just kind of in development, and that was pretty much it.
They should have done that day one. Dropped the ball there.
Yeah, if that had been, well, I don't know what way game development works like, but it would have been great to have that at day one, like straight away.
Yeah. And then Arizona Sunshine 2 got announced. It's a 2023 launch window. That's the guys who made After the Fall.
Oh yes, the
Um,
zombie one.
yeah, it's kind of going Dead Island kind
None
of.
of that was gameplay.
Yeah, was it not? I
No,
wouldn't believe it. I would. Yeah, there's no
none of
chance
it was
anyway. So,
gameplay. I was pretty excited about that there when I seen it all, and then realized none of it was gameplay.
because Arizona Sunshine, you're like standing on like a spot shooting them coming at you in a big circle kind of thing. So it's a bit meh. And obviously After the Fall's a bit more Left 4 Dead like. And then Beat Saber, but I'll tell you what. Thank fuck I sold my VR. That's
Like
a £550.
this is one thing we said like before, like on this showcase, they need to kind of come out and show us, why you went, why you need either why you did spend 530 quid on it, or why you need to go and spend 530 quid on it, and they didn't do either of that. There's no like, I want to see what the first party's working on. Where's Astro?
Do you know what I mean? That's
That's a biggie.
there. That I know for a fact that's there.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
where
just
is it? I also would
what
love an Astro, just a normal game, a platforming game of Astro, because I thought it was fucking phenomenal. It done everything that the DualSense can do. Like I was smiling honestly when I first opened my PlayStation and stuck that on. Like I was grinning from fucking cheek to cheek because I was just amazed by going on the ice skating, the sand, the feel of sand like going through the controller, the snow, everything. It was fucking
it's
fantastic.
class.
So like them boys could do, if they can do that with a VR, which I imagine they would be able to. Like I would accept me to put it on.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, there's something afoot. I'm gonna use that term. Something's not right. And I'm not saying it's something to be worried about, but I mean it's like Sony are there's definitely more than that. In general to show. First and third party. There's more games in development that they have. It's just kinda like right. They're gonna want to show Final Fantasy 7. 100%. Square aren't gonna hold their own event for that, I doubt. They obviously did before, but they had more to show than just one game. So it is going to turn up at a PlayStation event, I'm guessing, and
Yeah.
they're going to want to show Spiderman before a game comes out on a
Which I
state of
don't think
play.
we need to see anymore.
I don't want to say anymore. Fuck me.
Mm.
This is what I mean. They show too much of it and you get bored of it.
But
Um,
before we move on from VR, I just want to. I said this before, maybe months ago. I think I said it to you too. Like this is going to be the last VR they do.
100%.
They'll not do another one.
I was sure Half-Life Alex was going to get announced. I was like, yeah, definitely going to happen. And it fucking didn't.
Yeah.
It's going to go the way they feed them, yeah. They're just going to fucking throw it to the side.
They've put it out, and it just feels half-assed. It feels like they haven't like been bothered to to put in the work to give us the first party games and stuff, because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to see what Sony first party can do. If you want a third party one, just go get a Quest. It's wireless, no wires.
The party
Convenience.
goes, Sony know what they're doing. And then you think, well, in the past they didn't. They just kind of let things go out and die.
The price of it
But
too, like you're talking minimum near enough £1,000 to have it, because you need the PlayStation as well.
I would sell if I was you, unless they're gonna have an Astro game.
That's the
They haven't
only
showed that.
thing that would get me excited properly, like full on excited. Unless it's like a fucking Kratos axe simulator, axe throwing simulator, or something like that.
Link's crossbow training was on
Like
the
imagine
Nintendo Wii
that'd be
mate back in the
class.
day. I was like, they're fucking VR. There will be there has to be something. The kind of the more you think about it and you go, okay, well actually there's so much to show, and you think, oh well, they might show it at Summer Games Fest or blah blah blah. There's too much to show. There's gonna be another event. Now I'm not saying it's gonna be a state of play, but you will see a lot more, I'm guessing. So the VR bit lackluster. Destiny came out, or Bungie came out. Rumored revival of Marathon has been confirmed. Never played Marathon. It was basically a shooter before Halo. I think it was on like the PC or Mac. Kind of like
It's an
well loved.
extraction shooter, isn't it?
Fuck, I don't even know, mate. I
I
wouldn't
think it
even
is.
know. But trailer looked cool.
Yeah, it
I
looks
like the
good.
vibe. Didn't get really
Bungie.
hyped bad. I was like, I want them to do something different. So That's hype. And then obviously they did show something else with Destiny, but who cares these days?
That was like apparently a lot of people, Cade's back or something like that. They're all getting horny over on Twitter. So
Fucking nerds. That's the game I bought. Like, there's one I bought
I
this year.
installed it
Spent big
last
money
night.
on it. You installed it?
Yep, last night.
Fuck, you'll uninstall it quickly, trust me. You were right. One of Bobby's predictions. We'll give you a point for this. So the PlayStation streaming device, Project Q, your day one, you cannot wait. Confirmed and shown, and it is the worst looking handheld device I've ever seen. I thought the Steam Deck was ugly, but fuck me.
They've literally cut a DualSense in half and put a screen in the middle. Like I thought, fuck me, I thought they were going to make a bit more effort with this because it was like they were saying, they were in the rumors anyway, because they haven't actually said anything about it until now, that it was going to have all the features that the DualSense has, but they didn't know it was actually just going to be a DualSense cut in
It was
half.
fucking horrendous.
Will I get it?
Honestly?
Probably.
Nah, I wouldn't.
I'll
Why?
probably get it.
Why?
I have everything.
You have a fucking backbone. What's the difference?
I thought this is like you said before. You know, it's your phone you're taking away when you go on backbone.
Yeah, you won't get messages.
So
Fuck
it
me.
depends on the price. Anything over £150, no.
Was it not 179? I thought it was.
No price. Nothing.
I thought there was a price. You sure?
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Thought I seen something about the price.
They just
I'm gonna
says
double check that. Let a second.
I'm telling you now. It just says on the showcase.
Yes.
We'll show you more soon.
Streaming, handheld.
And that's just rumors of prices, but they haven't actually released an official price.
I'm believing. I believe you. Like, I'm just double checking.
Yeah.
Aye, so it's just rumors, all right. Aye, fuck that. Made like it was absolutely ugly, and I do not want to play anything streaming. You know what I mean? So there's no hype for that on my end. Now the PS5 earbuds are real.
I'd be
Basically,
getting them.
lossless, low latency audio. Think Apple AirPods, but AirPods, sorry, but for your fucking
There's actually
PS.
Razer ones now. I seen there in Argos today for 150 quid.
Right?
I was very tempted.
How much do you reckon the earphones are going to be? The Sony EarPods?
At least £100.
Yeah, I would guess
At
that.
least.
You'd lose quality on earphones. Like, I don't know why
Because,
they act like, oh, you don't.
I
but
like them. Sure, I'm actually, you know, I'm using here now for the podcast. PS4 on the
we-
earbud.
Made you find them uncomfortable in your ear?
No, I don't like the ones that have the wee, you know, the wee fucking rubber bit, and you have to actually like insert them into your ear.
We do see this, right? 1 second. So if you're listening to this, you're not going to be able to see it, but what I'm actually holding up is they're called Aeropex. Now, you may think that they don't go in your ear at all.
Just kind of hover over.
No. They are bone conducting earphones. So they don't go in your ear, they go near your temple here. And the vibration in your temple lets you hear the outside and inside at the same time. So basically what you do is, because I go running, I would listen to it when I'm running, but you can hear the cars and things. But it's almost like there's a radio playing next to you. But it's fucking mad, like technology, because it's just for your cheek. Because I've wear them walking about and stuff, and it's just phenomenal. Very dear, put that way, but like 150 odd quid anyway. Well, it's not very dear, but very good. Very nifty technology. Very well rated. If anyone's into exercise, there's a wee tip for you. Use as the code ReadyUpPod at There'll be there's no fucking code there. But no, they're pretty cool. But
yeah, I like them.
Yeah, well, they're Bluetooth. Like, well, this is where you can't do Bluetooth. You could do it with TV. You could do it in the Switch.
The PlayStation ones are going to be Bluetooth for your phone as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I hate the way I don't know why they just don't have Bluetooth. Obviously, there's latency issues sometimes, but fuck it, do it.
It means you can connect to your PlayStation and then also have your phone connected as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Take calls or whatever.
So the last kind of main thing that was shown obviously was the Spider-Man trailer. So, Bobby, you're obviously really hyped for this.
Yeah.
Personally, graphics were good at the start when you see your man. I forget his name. What's the guy you like?
Craven, the CGI bit at the start was graphics were good. Did you say?
Was it in game?
No.
It wasn't CGI.
I don't think so. I went CGI.
No, it was in game.
Are you sure?
100%.
I don't think so.
It did look no different than fucking the other ones. Spider-Man 2. I was watching it today on the screen.
No.
Spider-Man,
the very start when Craven's talking.
I think it was CGI.
I'm near sure that was CGI or it was cutscene CGI, and then it went into gameplay after.
Because when you say cutscene CGI, they don't the consoles don't tend to do that, or the PlayStation don't tend to do that. It's all typically in game. The only last things that really done that was
I'm
The
telling you, that
Last of
was
Us.
fucking CGI
Let me check.
at the start because it was a separate trailer. Then
That
it
is not
went.
CGI.
It is.
I'm telling you right
It
now,
went black. The screen went black and all, and then it went to the separate bit where Peter comes out.
that's not CGI. That's in game. That's in game. But that doesn't make any better than God of War or anything. You're bonkers.
I'll need to
I'm watching this right
rewatch,
now.
but I'm pretty sure it looked class.
No,
And
it
then
looks
when the
in game.
gameplay
No,
came out,
no.
it just looked
Go
alright.
look at your phone now. That looks in game. There's nothing one bit about that where I think that looks CGI. Tell you what, if that was CGI, I'd be disappointed because you can do a lot better at CGI.
Where is it?
That looks similar to me of graphics that are in God of War Ragnarok when they're starting the sled. Never mind, fucking. Well, I wouldn't say the sled, but you'll see what I mean. No, it doesn't look. It's not CGI. I'll be in. So what they used to do, they'd actually done The Last of Us, where the scenes in The Last of Us that you used to think, oh, here's fucking graphics are insane, but they were CGI renders. They were just physically video files. With that's actually using in-game engine. In-game engine is what you would say. So it's not actually taking it's not pre-rendered. It's actually rendered on the PlayStation itself at that moment. Did you look it up?
No, I got hit with loads of ads, so just turn it off.
YouTube Premium, cheap bastard. I'm telling you, like that's actually in game. It doesn't even look that good. If it was really good, I would do it. But a lot of those, mate, like that's actually one thing with PlayStation. Like, do you think like if you think The Last of Us 2, none of that was CGI video?
I know God of War is obviously all done in one take as well.
Yeah, it's
not really
it's not
CGI.
rendered externally. It's all done. So yeah, but the suit looks terrible. Can I say that?
I was big on it when I first seen it, but I think that was just I think that was my overexcitement with seeing the suit on him. But then the plates, the kind of shoulder pads things that they've got going on, looks awful.
Yeah. And see with the gameplay. So Kieran sent in a video. It was actually he put like fucking Redfall and he put Spiderman on it. What do you think of the graphics of the game itself?
I think they look very much the same.
Looks the same. It looks like a fucking expansion, doesn't it?
You haven't actually tried Spiderman on the PC yet, have you?
No, actually haven't.
Oh, man, it's different gravy like compared to the PlayStation.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's brilliant. So I was getting over 100 frames with ray tracing, 4K, insane. Some difference.
But this is what I mean. It's like, well, the thing I'd say that Kieran, because he did put in a bit the Redfall, I was thinking this is going to be 120 again, or at least have that kind of target. I think that would you agree?
I would like them to have the ray tracing with the 60 mode as well at the start.
Yeah, I think they will. Well, I don't know about that, but I think they'll have the unlock frame rate. I think it
was something that was added maybe about a few weeks after launch. They kind of added that ray tracing with 60, which is the one I played Miles and stuff on, which is very good. But in terms of the gameplay looks very much the same.
Did you get excited watching that? Did you be like, I really need to play this? I just looked at it, I'm like,
I did at the time because
it's hard to do that these days.
I'm a big Venom fan. Like I love Venom.
Yeah,
I really love him.
See, I found it hard with anything to make me go, I need to play that right now. To be honest with me, I don't really get excited about games. Zelda, to be honest, up until the launch, because I had nothing to play, I was kind of getting into it, but I don't really I don't know, it's gone these days.
No, I do.
I used to get excited, but I don't. Maybe it's because I'm a fucking grown man. We're joking. No, I don't know. It's like Spider-Man, I think it's because I know what we're going to get.
I think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to elevate it as much as maybe people want it to. It's not going to be.
Hopefully, it's better than the previous one. It's not doing a God of War Ragnarok where it's a bit worse. Yeah, hopefully it's not God of War Ragnarok's worse. With their drink, Ragnarok is better than 2018.
Yes.
You're fucking mad. Mad.
Love it.
2018's tighter. Tight story, mate. So that really was it with the show. We did want to keep it quite short and sweet. Obviously, we reacted to it. I didn't want a fucking 4-hour podcast. I seen Sacred Symbols did one 4 hours long. I was like,
listen to it.
I did, but I was like, why would you even record that for 4 hours? It's fucking hell.
That's their job, though. That's their job.
Yeah,
that's what they do, and then that's them done.
Of course. By the way, we have notes that we kind of run down, and just to give people a bit of an idea. But of course, Bobby has to do a fucking console war now. Just so you guys know, I now know that Bobby is a glory hunter because he was PS up until this, and now I switched to Xbox.
I
But
haven't switched anything.
I've never met a guy who supports two Premier League teams.
Hold on now. Hold on
Arsenal and
just a
Leeds.
minute. Leeds has been a very, very long time.
Well, how there? It doesn't matter. You can't go and support Arsenal and then support Leeds.
You just started supporting Tottenham like out of the blue.
I watched their documentary and I was like, you know what? I want to get into football and
Oh.
pick them, and I
You
like
know
their.
what? Well, I love their fucking empty trophy case there. I really like that there. I want to see them fill it. How's
Audi
that going?
Cup. Audi Cup. Well, here we'll see when you get relegated.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's kind of speaking of Xbox. That's kind of one thing I wanted to bring in. One of the questions was,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You're bringing it, making it.
Do you think like Xbox is gonna come out hammering here, and they're gonna have a way stronger showcase come June 11th?
Do you know what? And this, I'm going to get into kind of where I kind of went mindset with gaming right now. But see all this fucking back and forth of who's doing better. It's like the person who makes good IP of something different, in my opinion, will win. They're making the same type of fucking games now. Well, obviously PlayStation or Xbox aren't the PlayStation, but I mean, I know exactly what Xbox is going to come out with, what type of game. You know, it's just what they've been doing. So it's unless they do something that makes me excited in the grand scheme of things, I don't think they're gonna demolish fucking PlayStation. They may have a good event.
I
but
think
I
the
don't think it's
event will be better than this. A lot better than this.
It depends what they show. If they're coming out showing Forza, I think we'll probably get a Gears collection.
Forza's going to be there.
But the thing is, we'll get a Gears collection. Everyone will be hyped. Everyone will be like, fucking Gears. Yeah. No one will play it.
I'll play it.
You will not play it.
Gears collection, I'll play. I love Gears.
You'll play for a bit.
No, I'll do the campaign.
Do you know what I mean? But they did it with Gears 1. People played it and then, all right, that's it. And they did it with Gears 4. They did it with Gears 5. It's like there's no sustainability on the games and if they're multiplayer focused. So it's like, that's kind of the one thing I want them to improve on.
Well, they've got a lot of single player stuff coming too.
The Avowed looks interesting.
Avowed's going to be good. And then like if you get a Fable trailer, that'll get you quite excited.
I just think it's so far away though. Fable would get me excited. I could be hyped for that. I hopefully they do come out with good games. Like to be fair, I'm not.
I can see Fable being 2025. Like,
fucking hell. It's just the whole back and forth between that. It's like fuck me. Just can we get good games and fucking stop worrying about what each other's doing? Be like the best Nintendo.
Oh, fuck
Nintendo
off.
fanboy. Just make the best games in the world. That's how you do.
No.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Don't.
Tears of the Kingdom, best game this year.
Jesus Christ.
But what do you think Xbox need to show to make it better?
I think they need to bring out the big guns.
What game? So let's actually pretend here, right? Xbox show Minecraft Legends DLC. Whoa, Bobby's fucking.
We're going to get something from Sea of Thieves. That's a start.
Right, you'll get Age of Empires 4.
Right, Age 4. I'm predicting. I know we'll obviously do a prediction episode, but I'm going to predict that gets shadow dropped.
You'll be hyped for it anyway. You're going to be like, this is the best thing ever. Even though
would you not be hyped for it to try it on the Xbox?
Yeah, but it's not like going to make a show amazing because it's already on the PC.
Right. So, Hellblade 2, I think it's going to be shown, and I think it's going to be released in December or early next year. But I think possibly December.
See that I played Hellblade. I know you played it too, and I would have said it was an okay game at best. It's like I was just like, and maybe I need to play it more and not being like kind of down on it, but. Just like I'm not excited personally for the sequel. Are you? It looks good. Like
I need to replay the first one to see if I can get excited for it. I wish
kind of like Plague Tale, doesn't it? That style, like that.
You gotta look like that first one. They were indie back then. They had like a very small budget, and you look at what they done visually and stuff like that. There, and with the sound design, with her like kind of schizophrenia.
Was Ninja Theory?
Ninja Theory, yeah.
Wouldn't be well, they were independent, yeah, but they made fucking. They were independent. I know what you mean when you're saying that, but I meant like. Small team, but they'd obviously done DMC and stuff. Like they're a good team, so they can make a good game. So like people don't like DMC, but I do.
Xbox's budget, I'm expecting to see a really good game out of them.
See, I think me and you have very different tastes, and this is what I'm starting to find because you know, like State of Decay, I can imagine with Dying Light and Dead Island, like the games that I play, and I'm just like, right, okay, I'm just kind of going through the motions. You would be really into them.
Mm-hmm. But the main reason why I'm into them so much is actually when you get a group of people playing with you, because that elevates it so much more.
We'll talk about that when I'm playing Dead Island 2 about me playing with people. I'm just sitting there. No, like hopefully they showed new IP that's different enough. Like Fair Play them with Hi-Fi Rush, at least it was different. But I don't know, they just need something that's gonna be like I said the other day, they need a fucking proper game changer. And I think Starfield could be that.
Well, Starfield's got its own fucking show. That's how big it is.
Oh, I'm excited. I really am excited for Starfield.
I'm
That's one
excited
game I'm
for it now.
actually like
Like,
because it's something that I know that could be fucking really different, and it looked different. So I'm like, right, as long as it's not gonna it's gonna have bugs. Let's face it. I don't care about the bugs. It depends how much bugs. If it's like game breaking or if it's cyberpunk level occur, but if it's just a normal buggy
it's not
Bethesda
gonna
release,
be.
that's
It's
fine.
not gonna be Cyberpunk level. I'm telling you
I
now.
know it won't, but if
Or
it's
else they wouldn't
Bethesda
have released
level,
it.
I'm fine if it's Bethesda level.
Yeah.
Like that's acceptable. I don't think if they started getting bad reviews because it's now buggy, I'd be like, well, that's contradicting. I know you think there's a big fucking conspiracy with Xbox, but I'm hyped for that. That is actually one game like, okay, I don't really need to see more of it, but I'm very interested in it, put it that way.
Yeah.
But if they have a FOD, they have Starfield, looks amazing. If they have AoE 4, I know you're excited for it.
I would like to see it here because I think it's going to come next year. There's the other project that Rare's working on that kind of, I don't know where it kind of got like cancelled or restarted again. It was called Everwild. I haven't really seen anything from it, but I know
See,
what it is.
Rare are a great team. See anything they do, I'd be
Yeah.
interested in, just because of the type of team they are anyway. But yeah. So what? June 11th, isn't it?
June 11th. So the upcoming week for that there, we'll have our predictions episode where we'll kind of deep dive what we want to see.
What
and
time
what we
and
think
day
we'll see.
is that?
It's I don't know what time yet.
June 11th is a Sunday.
Sunday.
So what we might actually do is we might be able to do a wee pod and react that week.
Mm.
Probably
Yeah, maybe do the podcast Friday or Saturday. Get our predictions in, and then do the react for the actual showcase. We'll not do a react for Starfield. We'll watch it probably, or I don't know. Maybe we will if anybody wants it, but definitely a react for the main showcase.
Fuck, you've had it with loads of news. That's fucking great.
It's
right,
not,
so
no, a lot of us not. A lot of us not. Like you have to talk about.
okay, well look,
Don't
bring
worry
it
about
in. So
chill.
one developer who was missing that everyone expected to be there was obviously Naughty Dog, to show off the Last of Us factions. But there's been quite a bit of shit going down basically. So I think what's basically happened is Naughty Dog were asked about where they were. Obviously, fans of Last of Us walked away from Wednesday's PlayStation Showcase empty-handed, expecting to hear something about a multiplayer version of the franchise, which has been discussed and shown in recent years. So on Friday, Naughty Dog more or less said that the idea, while still in development, needs more time. So there's a lot of people that are thinking, and there's actually a lot of sources online saying the game's in trouble, and Sony, basically that Naughty Dog need to reevaluate the game. So what do you think about this, Bobby? Does this spell massive trouble for Naughty Dog?
No, I don't think so. Bungie are apparently the boys now that are kind of evaluating all these live service games. And
Yep.
they're kind of giving it the seal of approval where it's not. And I think one of the reasons they came, or one of the actions or whatever you want to call it, that they came to, conclusions, that's the word I was looking for, was that it doesn't have sustainability for a live service. What they had, their package that they had. So that's why it's went back under work. So it's either it's gonna be delayed for fuck knows if they have to rework the whole thing to make it sustainable and make it the people play it for longer, or else it'll be dropped. But they also, did you see, they also kind of sneaked in there that they're working on their next single player project to try and take the heat away from the bad announcement with a good announcement.
Yeah, because they always had two studios, Naughty Dog. So when they were making The Last of Us, I believe they were doing Uncharted 3. So there's kind of two teams working. I'm not too sure what way it worked then after with Uncharted 4, to be fair, but yeah, like if it's gonna be if it's gonna be shit, cancel it. Fuck it, move on. Like I said the other day about like cancel games, I'm not really worried about because like fucking Santa Monica had one cancelled before God of War. Then we got God of War, so it's like if it's gonna be that bad or it's gonna be in trouble, just fucking don't release it. But if they're gonna work on it, we're not gonna be seeing it anytime soon. Then I'm gonna say yes, 2025.
Yeah, I was thinking here because we didn't see it at the showcase, we would see it at Summer Game Fest because they showed it off the concept art last year, but it's obviously we're not going to fucking see it at all.
You worried?
No,
Should we be worried?
To be honest, I'm not really fussed on it. I want to see I want to see Last of Us 3 over that. Like,
See, Naughty Dog have done multiplayer in the games. I think it was Uncharted 2 was like the first kind of multiplayer in an Uncharted game. Uncharted 3 had it. The Last of Us had it. I don't know if it was actually called Last of Us. What was it? What was the name in The Last of Us? There was actually a name for it. I don't know if it was Factions then. It was
Yeah,
something,
it was
wasn't
Factions.
it? Yeah, yeah. So Last of Us multiplayer was very good though. But saying that, like they have done multiplayer. A lot I've seen a comment saying Uncharted 4 was basically fucking a live service in the end. They went the fucking stuff they done on the multiplayer. I can't attest that, but other than that, that kind of explains why they weren't there.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at this thinking, oh my god, Sony's in trouble. Look at Last of Us wasn't even there. There's fucking a lot of other studios that are heavy hitters that weren't there. I'm not too worried about that. Death Stranding, I was a bit surprised, but obviously Kojima and Jeff Keighley are banging.
Yeah.
So you've put in some wild news here, Bobby. I know you want to talk about it. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 details have seemingly leaked. Bobby, I've never played Hot Wheels.
Neither have
Have
I.
you?
No.
So last month, images of a toy car featuring a Hot Wheels 2 Unleashed 2 turbocharged logo surfaced online. Bobby's extremely excited. He claims that the model will be a GameStop exclusive. Why did you put this in this fucking thing?
It's news. It's fucking, it's a leaked game.
No, so Sony's showcase really has done a number on you. It's like all these games were announced, but we got Hot Wheels 2. So Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, Bobby. I was actually thinking it was the fucking Forza expansion. Is it a Forza has like a Hot Wheels expansion?
Yeah, that's actually the reason why I never tried it, because that kind of came around at the same time as the Hot Wheels expansion for Forza, and I was playing that before I was actually playing it. Fucking
Well,
Hot
to be
Wheels
fair,
game.
someone might be listening to this who is the biggest Hot Wheels fan on the universe. So
Tim,
look, if it is he? I have a
Tim,
lot for him.
Tim
So
played it. He loved it.
fantastic then. Need to give it a go. So according to a new report from data miner Bill Kuhn, reasonable source, who had an excellent track record of product leaks, the name of sequel is accurate and the game will be published by Milestone in the near future. They claim it will be available in free editions, standard, deluxe, and legendary, with the pricier versions including varying levels of access to planned season pass content. So there you go. If you are interested in Hot Wheels 2, you can get your hands on it hopefully soon enough. Apart from that, big kind of news. A game that Bobby was honestly ready to drop 60 quid on this month.
Nah, hold on a minute.
Has shockingly
Reviews dependent.
previews are really great for it. They were
Or
actually alright, weren't
the
they?
word,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I
the
mean.
word.
Yeah. So Lord of the Rings Gollum game, if you were excited for this and have purchased it, I'm sorry to hear. It has basically been, I think it's maybe the worst rated big game of the year, even worse than Redfall. So currently it's sitting as a 36 on PS5. Why are you shaking your head?
Just anything, any chance you can get the fucking mention Redfall and kind of shit on it, you
Well,
do.
it's Redfall and what other one was really badly rated? Forspoken, Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart was alright compared to Forspoken.
Forspoken
So,
wasn't great. It was it was in the 60s, I think.
do you know what I mean? So, of course, what was Redfall 50?
Something like that.
So, what's wrong with saying about what's this? This is a 36. It's the closest thing to it. It's Redfall, the biggest release. Now, Bobby loved Redfall, by the way, guys. But if you love it, that's fine. But maybe you'll love this then. Maybe
Fuck off.
why are you saying fuck off? You like Redfall?
No,
Maybe
have you actually seen any of the shit about this here?
I've watched Scalp's review and it was
Did
kind
you?
of
I didn't
yeah.
watch it, like, but I've seen like the clips online and
Oh, it's shocking.
like
That looks terrible.
screenshots and all. It was fucking brutal, like absolutely brutal.
So Metacritic, it's currently sitting on a 36 on PS5, a 10 on Xbox. If you're Bobby, if you think that, no, I'm joking. Open Critics are 40. Basically, Daedalic Entertainment, the studio behind the recently released game, has reportedly received funding from the German government to also develop a second title. Fucking hell.
Like fuck me.
They're quite the Token Estate are quite weird about who gets rights to the game development. So I don't know what's happening there. They've obviously bought the kind of rights to publish something. I don't know what way it's worked out there. A 2 million grant, 1.7 million pounds. The German Ministry of Economic Affairs to what works on appears second game in Token's beloved fantasy universe. The project, which is currently listed under the codename It's Magic, sounds like a game for Bobby, on the Ministry of Economic Affairs website, is described as a game that will transport players to a lush world full of mythical creatures and magic and tell a story from a character's perspective that has never been told. So, I wonder what character we're getting there.
I don't
Could be
fucking know.
Gandalf?
But
They're making a Gandalf game?
after this game, like,
Yeah, I
is
don't
there
know.
any fucking any hope, like?
So, I've seen today that they actually they came out on Twitter, I think it was.
Yeah, they
The
did.
data leak,
They
and it said
posted an
deeply
apology.
saddened.
Yeah, they didn't meet their internal goals. Like, why put
Did
it
you
out?
hear? Right? Did you hear about the pre-order bonuses?
No.
So, not a pre-order bonus. Sorry, the deluxe edition. So, if you bought the deluxe edition, you got language options, so you could play in a certain Elven language for
Jesus,
one of
that's
the
like a
people.
proper nerdy fucking thing, isn't it?
But it should have been the base game, and then 10 emotes, and then Skillup showed the emotes, and the emotes is him like swatting flies,
Oh, Jesus.
and then you
People
also get
pay for that.
in-game lore, and it's literally like press start, and it's just like it's the spelling errors and everything in it.
Jesus Christ, that's brutal. Like, absolutely brutal.
Fucking hell, we all knew that.
I don't know. I kind of got it because when I was watching the IGN preview of it, like they weren't bad on it at all. So I don't understand. It was the same as Redfall. Like nobody, whenever the Redfall previews were out, like back in December, I think it was, nobody says, "Oh fuck, this game's shit. It needs a lot of work." There was none of that. So like, are they not
No,
allowed to,
like
like
their
what way does it work?
previews, they're weird. They are weird on previews.
Do they
Always,
have like
yeah.
a certain slice made that's actually okay, and then the rest of the game's
Yeah,
shit? Or
I don't know what way it is, but previews you'll never see people saying like, "Oh, it's absolutely terrible." Like I watched Jake Baldino's, he does before you buy or worth a buy, one of them, and he had actually said with Redfall, he was not sold on it just yet. He didn't say it was terrible, but he didn't say it was great either. But he was a bit him in hand, so they must show them a certain slice of it, and it must be
yeah,
polished. That's typically what they would do anyway. But with this, a bit interesting that it did this bad. Like I did expect it to be bad, but I was thinking maybe a 60s, not a fucking
yeah,
30s. But oh
not good.
Jesus, mate. To be fair, Token they're usually really strict with their license. There is a Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring game that they allowed made on the PS2, which was actually fantastic back in the day. But Lord of the Rings is in a weird spot at the moment. I don't know, but did you watch the Amazon show?
No, didn't.
Oh, well,
Not good.
I wasn't really a fan. Like, but other than that, there you are. If you're looking forward, if you actually love Gollum, if you're one of those people out there, which I'm sure there is someone who would say this is game of the year, we'll have them on Redfall.
Right.
The Redfall jokes. It's Kieran mainly. Yeah, well then hopefully they get a sequel for you. But for the love of God, please don't. Fuck me, we need a good Lord of the Rings game, don't we? Like they had Shadow of Mordor,
Shadow of
Shadow of
Mordor and
War.
Shadow of War were absolutely fantastic, and they went and got the patent for the Nemesis system, so nobody else can even fucking use it.
What's that team doing again now?
They are doing Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. That's Monolith. I always mix them up because that's the guys who also made Xenoblade Chronicles. They're called Monolith for Xbox or not for
Oh yes,
Switch.
yes. Yeah,
And
they're
Nintendo.
doing Wonder Woman, which is exciting because both them Shadow of War games, Shadow of Mordor as well, they were fantastic. They were really good. The Nemesis system is so fucking good, and it's a shame that nobody else can use it.
You're fucking no. What game I'm excited for?
What?
We were just talking about obviously they always doing Wonder Woman. I was thinking, oh well, isn't that a team doing another kind of Disney Marvel? And it's actually fucking Machine Games are doing
Oh, Indiana Jones.
fucking Indiana Jones. That's
Yeah,
hype. That's cool.
that'll be shown. That'll be shown.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. And Machine Games are good devs. Like,
Yeah, that'll be shown.
you also have the guys who are fucking obviously id. Wonder what they're doing next. Hopefully, it's not a Doom game. I want them to do something different.
Rumors are it's going to be Quake remake, similar to Doom.
I'm
But
all right.
we'll wait and see.
Yeah. So, Alan Wake 2, which me and Bobby were also very hyped on, it's going to be a digital only title, which I'm actually find quite surprising. So, Remedy Entertainment revealed that Alan Wake 2 will be digital only across all platforms. In a fact, on the Alan Wake website, basically Remedy explained there are many reasons for this. For one, a large number of have shifted to digital only, myself included. You can buy PS5 without a disc drive, and Microsoft Xbox S is the digital only console. It is not uncommon to release modern games as digital only. This is interesting, Bobby. So, are we starting to see a shift now, or is a big game coming out doing
It's
it?
a big game. Like
And then,
it's not as though it's an indie game or anything. Like it is a big AAA game, and they're choosing not to go digital or disc physical, which is strange.
you'll not see any of the first party doing it this gen anyway. Maybe next.
No,
They'll probably be
but
the way of it, but I doubt.
the push to digital, it's happening. Like it is happening.
Why do I want it to happen? I don't know why.
I'm happy enough with digital. I know like Kieran is big into his physical, but he loves going into CEX, so that's part of it. Like he absolutely loves it.
He works there.
Pretty much.
Um,
They don't
Like,
know that
look,
he works there, but
well, do you know what was good? So to get into it in a bit, but I beat Tears of the Kingdom, and to be able to actually sell that, because I was going to buy it digitally, but I didn't.
I did.
I got 45 quid.
Yeah.
45 quid back. I bought it for 50. Like I lost £5. I played that game for a fiver. So
There is a
you have to
market
think
there for physical stuff, like, because there obviously is people that have to. That's their only way of like consuming games is to buy them, play them, and and resell them and put them towards something. I was one of them there before. Like I started
yeah,
the
yeah.
job
I
that I'm in
was
now. Like I was always buy
yeah, I
trade
think there's
in,
nothing
buy
wrong with
trade
it though.
in.
There's nothing wrong with like
No,
that. To be fair, it
it's
lets you
just
try more as well.
digital's so handy because you just buy it and it's there.
It's more
And
I'm too lazy to put the disc in yet.
and you. That's what I was thinking. 'Cause I was like, oh, the Xbox, like we have a disc drive. I completely forgot about because I would have bought this before even still for it. But it's just so handy. Just beep beep on instead of having to get up off your fucking hole and put a different disc in.
It's actually laziness on the part, but I do miss physical. I used to have like all the Metal Gears physical, all the Final Fantasies. I had them all physical. I ended up selling them. But yeah, I think the move's right. I think it makes sense. It's going to be more prevalent. You get it with PC, and I do miss it because you do. Especially, I remember having a World of Warcraft expansion. It was a big fuck off box, great leaflets in it. But you see, for what you're getting these days, like the manual's a fucking piece of paper now,
It's
and
nothing. It's usually like an advert for something
yeah,
else
it's
completely
there's no
different.
actual like artwork. There's nothing like that. So
That's what. Do you know what? I was actually discussing that there. I went to dinner throughout the week with Tim and stuff, and I was telling him, or
you went to dinner with him?
I meet Tim and Steve and Ryan. We went up to India for some date.
Oh,
But
lovely.
we were kind of discussing just gaming as in general. Do you remember like when your man would have brought you into the shops and you would have got a game and you were excited and how you chose a game was kind of you just looking at it and looking at the
hmm
back and then when you got a game, as soon as you got into the car, you opened it and you just read the manual the whole way home.
I have a specific memory of this. It was Kingdom Hearts. I remember buying it in Conswater game on the way home, just looking at the manual. And actually, I was watching Matty plays. He does like a retro rewind. He was looking at it. He brought out the manual, and the artwork and the detail in the manual is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
used to
kind of
love
like I
it.
remember, like yeah, but you don't get that anymore.
You
It's
don't get that.
literally
You used to
gaming.
get the the books and all the guide books and all you could buy like the day and date. They had just had absolutely everything in it to show you
Gaming
everything.
is gaming is worse now
It's not as
than ever
exciting.
before.
It's not as
hmm
exciting. But then maybe because we're old men and we're not children
And we
anymore.
well, the thing I would say, and I was thinking about because Logan was playing Spiderman earlier, and I seen him like playing with the mechanics and stuff, and he didn't know what to do, and I was like, to him, all this is new.
They're
Whereas we
so
have,
different compared to us because
but we have
all
played.
they're used to is Roblox and Minecraft and Fortnite.
But you know the mechanics. Like I remember the first proper modern open world game I played was Far Cry 3. And I remember being like, this is fucking mad. But that
Yeah,
got old very quick. Do you know what I mean? And there's not been it takes a lot to kind of shock you. And I actually think that's what Zelda does well. Breath of the Wild did. A lot of people liked in Elden Ring is they're doing away with what you typically would get. And now that'll get old soon. So they constantly need to kind of invigorate. And that's what happened with Battle Royale, PUBG. This is new. So it's kind of like they run out of ideas a bit more. And that's kind of what's sad about first AAA gaming at the moment because there isn't a lot of new ideas.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's digital only going to be the future for some reason. We went into that. Yeah. So item 7, Xbox formally appealed CMA decision. Oh my fucking god! If I have to talk about this again, like people post in that chat about it, and I read it, and I'm like, it's just like I don't care anymore.
This is just a wee update.
I'm
Do you
letting
know
you read
what?
this one.
Do
You're the
you want me
Xbox.
to
You're
do
the
you want me to make
CMA
this like
guy.
a wee segment? Just at the end of every show, we'll have a wee update for you.
Bobby, I'm going to ask you update me on the CMA and the Xbox appeal, please.
I need to get it on my phone because I'm scared in case the fucking OBS fucks about.
So
Where are we?
Microsoft filed its appeal to the UK's Competition and Markets Authority at the Competition Appeal Tribunal. I bet you how many, see if our listeners listen to this, I bet you the drop off when we get to this is so
Do you know that?
fucking high.
Do you know what I'll just say? You actually don't even need to read it. All you need to know out of this is that they have filed their appeal for the CMA.
Generally just the headline I read.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just added that in to see if we could get you to read it. Yeah. No. All you need to know is that they've filed their appeal,
Oh my
and
god.
it could take up to 9 months before we get anything back out of it.
Mind blowing. That is fucking, I am so fed up with. Are you not fed up with this?
Yes.
Do you not
Yes.
like post this in? I think, should I? I want the next one that we post in is it's not happening or it is happening. Can we agree on that?
See, whenever I put it in, I was kind of giggling to myself because it was like
You're a
he's gonna
fucking
see
dick.
it.
You're a fucking knob.
No, that's
God
all we
help
need to
us.
know. Just they've put it in their pill. Could take up to
I
9
am all
months.
over the place in the show tonight, by the way, guys. I'm literally reading item 7 and 6 before fucking 5
Yep,
and 4. So
this as well. I have the timestamps here to write them in properly because I'm fucking gobbledygook. I'm all back and front here.
I'm keeping you on your toes. So that was item 7. Item 6, we're doing almost a countdown. Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay reveal is happening at Summer Game Fest. So earlier this month, me and Bobby actually talked about it on the show. MK1 released its official announcement trailer. Looked fantastic. Followed by some details about the story that me and Bobby covered on the show. World premiere of Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay will happen at this year's Summer Game Fest on June 8th. Ed Boon, co-creator of the game, will join host Jeff Keighley live on stage for the event. So, Bobby, are you looking forward to seeing some MK1?
I am super excited.
I know you're on a
I
wee
can't wait.
MK11 binge, which we'll get into in a minute. But
Yeah, I'm very, very happy. I don't think there's too much we can
well,
say on
bring
it
it in
apart
now.
from
Bring it in now. MK. So I had done maybe 3 chapters. You've done a
I'm
few. Okay,
chapter 8 or something. No,
talk to me. Talk to me, Goose. What's that from? You heard that term?
fuck, I don't know. Some stupid film, was it?
You watch Top Gun?
No,
You watch Top Gun 2?
no,
Maverick?
no. So I
Oh,
was
mate.
right then. Some stupid films, film.
Mate, that's like rated at 100% Rotten Tomatoes, son.
Oh, see,
Top
why
Gun
do you
Maverick
do
is
that there? Oh,
unreal.
it's rated high. It's so good. I need
No,
to
because
watch it.
everyone agrees it's probably the best movie in the past 3
I know.
years.
Is the first one not a wee bit gay?
Camp. Yeah, definitely. 100%. This one's unreal. Like, I'm actually not even joking, man. If you watch it, you'll go to me. Now that was unbelievable. Do you believe my recommendations?
Yes.
So I recommended the TV show to a guy in work, and he messaged me at 1:30 last night, and I'll actually read you the message. And I do recommend things a lot. No one really listens to me, but when they do listen to me, they do tend to agree and give me praise. So praise me, Bobby. But anyway, I'm going to read the chat if it's still there. I don't know where the fuck I put it. So he says, Neil, calls me Neil, the mayor of Eastwood.
Hold on, does he call you that, or
Easttown.
can I
He
spell
actually
you?
calls me just because a prick.
Right.
The mayor of Easttown, we're in tears here. Absolutely love that. So Bobby, Top Gun Maverick, it is phenomenal.
But then
He gets on it.
I'm kind of like that with games as well, where I'll have to watch the first one.
Watch the first one. The first one's like short, but
I
the
just
first
thought it
one's
was really gay.
it is really gay volleyball scene. But the first one's like it's not great, but the second
Is that
one's
your
phenomenal.
favorite? Is that your favorite bit?
Yeah,
Volleyball?
100%. Hey to the danger zone. Mate, honestly, Top Gun Maverick, get on it. Great film. But you haven't played Mortal Kombat 12. I don't know how we got on to Top Gun.
11.
I said talk to me, Goose. 11, sorry. Played X before. I watched kind of a
Played 9
recap of
and
X.
X.
Yeah.
I should have maybe watched the recap because it's been years since I played X.
Do you want a bit of trivia for you?
Go ahead.
Who does the voice of Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat 11?
I have no idea.
Ronda Rousey.
Oh, does she?
Is it Ronda Rousey? Is that her name?
On the Risey?
Rousey, I
Maybe.
know.
I don't know.
That's her. Got
Is it?
kicked in the face in the UFC and then went into WWE. But yeah, kicked so hard she went into Mortal Kombat game. So
Class.
what do you think? Talk us through it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it at the very start. The characters, I felt the movement was very slow, but as I've kind of progressed through, getting a couple of new characters that I'm playing with that are a lot faster, which I'm more of a bit of a fast-paced player. I don't like the slow, kind of heavy ones. So the first one was Cassie, which I think we touched on that last week, but I thought she would have been, she should have been fast, but she wasn't. Second one was fucking Kotal Khan. He's even slower.
I said he was terrible, didn't he?
I was even slower, but then I think once we got to what do you call your wee Chinese man? Liu Kang?
Liu Kang and there's Kung Lao.
The fire one. I don't like the one with the hat.
Liu Kang.
Aye, the fire one. He was quite good. He was really fast paced. Sub-Zero, he had like a good run on him too. I like that. So I'm at chapter 8, I think. And I'm on Sonya, actually.
There's a good bit of cheese, like, isn't there? It's a cheese game, like.
I love it. I love I've just really story heavy, the cutscenes and all. Like, I love it. You do a fight and then it just go transitions into the story. It's class. Like, it keeps you engaged, I think, because you're doing the fighting and then you're like, all right, what's happening next? And the story kind of plays off. And it changes
weird,
again.
but like, I loved Mortal Kombat. Loved 9. Loved Mortal Kombat 4. But see this, I was like playing. I was like, meh. And it's like, I don't know what it is. I just feel like everything's changed on me. I'm starting to get hairs on my chest. I look down below and there's a wee nether region has a fucking few hairs on it there. I'm just growing up, mate. It's a very weird thing when you kind of think sometimes, do I like games anymore? Obviously I do, by the way. but it's like I just found it hard to get into. But I want to play it before Mortal Kombat 1. I bought the Aftermath edition as well. Now, are you playing on PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Did you buy it on PlayStation or using my
Yeah,
edition?
I bought it.
How much was that?
£8.
For the Aftermath and everything? That's not bad. Happy days then.
Yeah.
So I can play on PlayStation?
Yep.
I'll have an Xbox, I'll play it there. Like,
£8.
yeah, so you're still to play it. Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat 1, you're going to be ready for it then?
six chapters left, and then I think there's 5 chapters on Aftermath, which you need to play because it does very much lead into why this
Yeah.
is like a reboot. So
I'm not a fan of the X-ray moves. There's too much of them. It kind of gets a bit old, especially online, and maybe not so much in the story, but online.
yeah,
fuck
not
me.
really the story. The story's not too bad.
Because your opponents don't really use them, but see when it comes to online, you're using yours, the opponents are using theirs, and it's just like, well, and I'm not saying there's too much because I think you would get to use it once a match, or like once a match, but you typically play for best of 3, so it gets fucking old, and you see the same one constantly. But they're saying that the new one's obviously going to have a whole new gameplay feel, so doesn't matter if it's too slow, Bobby, because fuck knows what the next one's going to be like.
As I'm
interested.
getting into it, like I've only figured out you can actually, or the block button there recently in like chapter 6 or something. So
we should fight.
Usually, I don't know why it's Mortal Kombat. Usually, fighting games to block, you just kind of hold the left.
Yeah, you hold back.
Whereas
I think it's RB, isn't it, or R1?
It's R2.
R2 is it?
And that's what I didn't know until like about chapter 3. I had to Google. It was like, I ain't getting hammered here, and like
what are you playing on?
There's no block.
What difficulty?
Just the normal.
Normal.
Yeah, it's not. I could probably. I think once I get used to it, I can maybe play it in a wee bit harder difficulty. But I'm still.
No need, mate. If you want to play it hard, just play the fucking.
Still not there yet, like.
Yeah.
In terms of my ability, yep.
So I'm gonna give that a go. I don't know when. We're obviously jam packed here. I'll get into what we're going to be playing in the
Chip
future.
away at it, mate. Like a couple of chapters, you can get done an hour.
I probably should because I'm playing like 2 games at the moment. I'll get into, but
yeah, because each chapter's only 4 fights, so just chip away at it, and you'll get it done no bar. You've got till September anyway, like so. I ain't gonna probably finish it this week.
Most likely, this is the week that we wrap up the talk. I'm hoping. I don't know what you're doing with it, but I have succeeded. I have finished Tears of the Kingdom. It took a little persuading from Bobby. I think I tried to quit maybe 3-4 times.
You did.
But under peer pressure, you told me you may as well do it anyway. And I was like, fuck it. I'll do it. See, like the final like 6 hours is so tedious. You go in the depths, pitch black. You have to fucking. There's times I was wasting hours getting fucking armor and everything that I didn't need.
Yeah.
And then there's annoying boss fight at the end. It's not hard. It's just you need to have enough armor and those fucking things to defeat Gloom. But very great game. I think I give it a 4 out of 5. We were going to start using this scale.
I'm happy with that. If you had to give it a 5, I think it would have been CrossFit.
No, I wouldn't give it a 5 out of 5. I don't think.
Because I think there's a lot of issues with it.
I think if I want to be picky and start giving games out of 5, like realistically, what would I give out a 5 out of 5? Red Dead 2.
Sekiro.
Sekiro's a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5.
Fuck off.
I don't know why. I think it's just because the type of game it is. But really, no. Sekiro's a 5 out of 5.
Sekiro's a masterpiece.
Metroid Dread is a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5 for me. So yeah, look, and with Red Dead, Last of Us 2, 5 out of 5. God of War Ragnarok, probably 2 out of 5, to be honest with you.
Suck my balls.
No, it's a 3.5.
No, just well, going forward, that's kind of the scale.
I like using.
So we're going to be using the 5 and out of 5, but in 0.5.
Because I would find if you turn around and said, because you were like, oh, this is a 7, I would find that hard because I'm like, maybe it's my preconceived notion of what a 7 is. But if you went now, I actually find Tears of the Kingdom a 3 out of 5. I wouldn't take that so hard.
Which I wouldn't be like 6.
Well, if you want to do it, that's good. But it depends how you view it. I followed the letterbox formula, watching films, and that's what they use. So I found it very easy to comprehend. But maybe we've never seen a 5 out of 5. And then it determines what is the pinnacle. So if the pinnacle is like Red Dead as a game, and that's a 4.5 so far, then what's a 5? Does the scale move? This is where it gets a bit like, does the review scale?
I think there's different 5s. There's different 4s and there's different 3s.
Because like Ocarina of Time's rated like 10 out of 10 is one of the best games of all time, and I played it recently. Still, it wouldn't be a 5 out of 5 nowadays. But then,
if you play it back then,
yeah, this is what I mean. Like, how does the games work? It's not like a movie. You watch a good movie in the 90s, and apart from the CGI, like this most like hasn't got any. It holds up. A game is very weird for that. There's nothing really like that. Yeah. You don't read a book and then think, well, that was a 5 out of 5 in fucking 1940s. But no,
I don't read a book.
Unless those lefties are reading Rodals and there's too much racist comments in it or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
like a
they're
fucking
saying.
black tractor. Jesus
Why
Christ.
they them tractor. So yeah, look, obviously talk to me, Goose. You're obviously playing Tears of the Kingdom. You told me you were like, oh, I'm stopped playing, and then you ended up playing the rest of the night. It is a weird game, isn't it?
It's so weird because it's like,
It's addictive.
yeah,
It is addictive.
it's like imagine your missus getting in the bed beside you, absolutely nothing on, and you just stand there before she gets in the bed and not touching you. You're gonna
and
touch
then you
her.
spoon. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. it's
Oh.
it's like it's just sitting there. I get in the bed and it's just sitting there. And you're like, I'm not playing it. Can't be ours. I'm not playing you. You
Are you
pick it
having
up.
fun when you're playing it? I have fun, and then I'm like,
This is
I've
what it
done
says. Like
5 hours doing nothing.
yeah, like because I'm sitting and I'm playing it. I done it the other night and I was on for like an hour. I was on the near 12 actually,
Jesus Christ.
and I was just collecting shit. The
If you're enjoying it though, like this is what I mean. I find it.
I'm
Do you
enjoying
ever?
it at the time, but then when I turn it off, I'm like, I've done absolutely fucking nothing.
That doesn't bother me. I like doing nothing. But do you find your mind wanders when you play certain games? I think
Yeah,
this is the best way.
yeah, this would be one I could just sit and mindlessly kind of do shit.
So I'll give you an example. See, when I'm playing a certain game, my mind wanders, and it's like, what else could I be doing? I'm not really having fun. I'm not engaged with the game. I find like I was engaged. It's always because it was the shrines, at least keeping you thinking. Do you know what I mean? So the shrines are at least like, oh, how am I solving this? So your mind was working away. Very addictive game. Very good. And to be fair, mate, I was very against Breath of the Wild originally, and it just came down to how to approach it. I didn't know that was the first type of the game, but 75 hours I think it would have been in. I'd done maybe it says 60 plus, but when it said 60 plus, I put in about an extra 10 to 15 hours. So I'm not too sure. It could be anything from 60 to I think it's maybe 70 to 75 hours like to beat it.
Yeah,
So it took a while, but feel good beating it.
I'm sure you do.
So what about you? What are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna continue playing it?
Well, I'm probably gonna say that I'm not gonna beat it, but I'm probably gonna beat it.
You've done quite well though,
Because
haven't you?
that's yeah. Well, I'm still on that temple, the fourth temple. I haven't actually went into it yet. I just got there the other night. Was gonna do a wee bit this morning, but then I never got around to it. So, I'm just gonna chip away. I'm not. Do you know what? I'm in no rush. It's a Switch game. I can just pick it up anytime. It's not. I'll just play away at it. Take my time with it. I'm not trading it because it's on fucking digital. So I
Yeah.
can't.
No, look, I obviously told me. I do really like it. So I went back and I just want to cover what I was doing after that very quickly. So I went back, got my 3DS. I was going to do Ocarina of Time. I don't know. I was kind of like, I'm going to do it from the start. But I had a problem. I was like, okay, Ocarina of Time on the 3DS was remade, sorry. Looks better. A lot of quality of life improvements. But it was hurting my thumb. And it's a small screen. But then it's also, you can emulate it on the Switch. So it was kind of like, should I do it in this? Switch runs at 20 FPS and it looks ugly. And it's not a bit rougher to get into. So I opted for 3DS. And then I was like, should I do it in Citra, which is the 3DS emulator? I think I'm done with PC, mate. Like, honestly, it's just fucking hassle. Honestly, it's just, I do not enjoy just sitting there on my TV with a PC and all. I'm like, oh, this is just too much hassle. So
Yeah.
with the 3DS, played it for longer, and then I realized, you know what, this is hurting my thumb. I'm just not going to play Ocarina of Time. Stuck on Skyward Sword for the crack, and I've been playing that, and been using the the motion side of things, which is
Mhm.
pretty cool. I played this like last year,
Did you beat it or
handheld.
just kind of?
No, I put a good few hours in, but I was doing it on handheld, and I've noticed, mate. See now, I'm playing the Switch on TV. Same with Super Mario Odyssey. I'm playing that now. That's another game. I'm like, this isn't a
It's
great game,
60.
but
Like it's 60 FPS too.
both of them are 60. I actually think Tears or Skyward Sword can fucking look better than the other Zelda a lot of the time. But Nintendo's hitting different for me at the moment. I don't know. I'm just kind of, I don't know. I feel like I'm becoming a bit of a Nintendo fanboy. I'm like
Mhm.
in that ecosystem right now, and I'm all in. That'll change next Friday. This Friday. But no, like, so what are you thinking about your Switch? Are you enjoying having your Switch, or you?
I'm enjoying playing Zelda on it. Like yeah,
I
but
love
like
how you're like, I'm never playing another Zelda.
after that, I probably don't have anything to play on it.
Mario Odyssey. What are you going about? You got Skyward Sword sitting there. Get in there.
I'm not playing another Zelda game. I'm not fucking playing it again. I'm telling you.
Can I just say, Skyward Sword is the opposite of Breath of the Wild. It has some of the like same kind of things, like the sailcloths in it, but it's not the same operationally. But it is linear compared to the other Zeldas. That it's kind of like what we wanted, but then you're like, kind of miss a bit more open.
Mm.
So it's like, fuck.
It
I
just
don't
needs to
know.
it just needs to tone it down a wee bit, just not be as big.
You would like Twilight Princess, probably your Zelda, if I were to
That
say. You can
sounds
turn into
so
a wolf.
fucking ridiculous.
You can turn into a wolf and run about. And it's a smaller Hyrule, and there's puzzles, you've got dungeons. What's putting you against? Like, why are you thinking I will not play another Zelda?
I just don't know. I've no love for Zelda at all.
If you enjoy this though.
I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like I don't know.
What about
It's
Metroid?
just so
You
weird.
enjoyed Metroid Dread, didn't you?
Oh, that's actually one that Metroid Prime. That's a possibility. On the Switch.
I can get it. You would like that big time.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to hear your thoughts.
that's a potential one. I think it runs
Hollow
like
Knight.
60 and all as well. It looks good.
See, what I think's good about you at the moment is you're very hard as a person to go back and play stuff. Whereas I feel like
Yeah,
now you're on a kind of a good thing when new releases, you
yeah,
seem to be able to focus a bit more on them.
yeah. New releases I've been quite good this year, and even playing some older stuff like I have dived into like Village and things like that. From even though it's only like 2 years old, but to play something older, it takes a lot for me to go into it unless I have some sort of nostalgia for it.
Yeah, so I think what's best about the pod is when I'm playing my own, like a separate game, and you're playing a separate game, and when I try and talk about it, I'll be honest, I can't explain it very well. But when we're both playing the same game, I think the content's better of what we've actually been playing.
Yeah.
So I have been playing, which we played a portion of a game. Now, you bought it, it's Dead Island 2.
Yeah.
I'm not a Dead Island fan. It's my first Dead Island game. I'm not really a fan of co-op, but I played it with Kieran. I'll say this, it looks fucking very good. It ran very good. It looks AAA, and then there's times you're like, ugh. But I think it's serviceable. I think it's a good game. I don't
This
think it's
is
great.
what Colin from Secret Symbol said is
He
this
says
is
the
the
lower
bare
tier,
minimum
bare minimum,
for AAA game.
AAA.
7 out
It
of
was more
10.
the mouse. When they were talking, you can kind of know budget. The way the menu system is and stuff
Yeah.
in the infantry. When you go in that, you're like, oh, it's a bit ropey. But what was your impressions of it then?
Yeah, pretty much same as you. It looks good. The combat, I think I'm basing it too much off Dying Light. It's just very slow for me.
It is slow. You know,
Is it slow or is that I was wondering, is it me because Dying Light is just a wee bit more fast paced and you've got parkour and stuff, so you're moving a lot too. You're jumping,
yeah.
you're side to side and stuff like that. Dying Light's a far better game, like.
So this feels to me like a very mind wandering game. You know, it's very monotonous. I'm just walking forward, smashing a few zombies. I'm not engaged mentally. Like me and Kieran were playing it. Kieran was having a blast, laughing away,
Yeah.
thinking,
He
loving the
would,
beheads
yeah.
and they were cool.
He's
But
like,
I'm just,
I'd say if I was on me, it's like I'd be very much like Kieran.
you're like excitable about it, whereas I'm
Yeah.
a bit more like, I was like, oh, it's cool, but I don't know. I'm very weird. Like I need a hook. So obviously we're going to get into Diablo. My hook there is I get better gear, but people
Yeah.
can see it, and I like showing off my achievement.
Better
So that's kind of
gear,
what.
better weapons, everything.
Yeah, like in
I'm
World of
excited.
Warcraft, like, yeah, we'll get into it in a second, but I'm not even talking about World of Warcraft. I was going to say there, but yeah, I just found this quite like going through the motions, and I find this a lot with. And no offense to Xbox, but maybe that's my problem. A lot of the Xbox games that I do play, like State of Decay, I've played that, and I remember if I was to play that co-op, I'll probably do the same thing. And to be fair, with PlayStation Go live service, I guarantee it's going to be the same thing. Whereas I'm very much give me something that's unique that I can dive into. But no, the Down Light 2 was good. Wasn't great. You know, from what I played. Would I play more of it? Probably, but it's one of those ones you're like, now you're coming on tonight. I'll be honest, I'm probably going to lie and say, oh, I'm busy. Actually, I'll probably be upright and say, no, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Dan Light impressed me, though. When you said, like, I was like, the parkour and stuff, that's a bit of a hook. That's different enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if you enjoyed Dead Island, even a fraction, whether it was because we were in co-op or whatever, I think Dying Light you will like a lot better. It's a far better game, and you've got the nighttime as well, which others don't. So the way it works, it's not really a spoiler or anything, but when you're roaming the streets at night or during the day,
Prostitute?
there's most of the zombies are in buildings because they don't like the
Oh,
sun.
yes. Yeah, I know this. In nighttime, they all kind of
So
come out.
nighttime they come out, but so there's and certain buildings there's like high weapons or high valuables you can get. So it's safer to go at night when the buildings are less like occupied. But it's also dangerous to actually be out traversing in the night because you've got volatiles and things like that. So it's kind of like risk reward kind of thing. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Really good.
I don't
And
know.
some of the
Like,
chase scenes and things like that and jumping over the buildings. You've got a glider. You've got a grapple. It's class.
yeah, like it's hard to say what would hook me. Like it's very bizarre. Like I don't really know. Like I'll give you an example. Destiny co-ops can still be fun because it's hard. Do you know what I mean? You can
Yeah.
die and you're fucked. You know, when there's something to kind of play for. You want better loot. You're doing a raid. Just fine with this. It's kind of like I can just kind of zone out. I'm really looking forward to Diablo, and I think that is one. Depending how it does, if it's like Diablo 3, where it's a bit mindless, which I don't think it will be, because I can't remember Diablo 3 at the start being like that just recently. I'm very much looking forward to it. But other than that, Bobby, is there anything else that you've been playing that you want to talk about?
No, mate, that's pretty much it. Zelda and a wee bit of Mortal Kombat, and then just want to play the Dead Island.
Fantastic. Right. So, um, now we're just going to get into game releases this week. So I've already purchased mine as me and Bobby Game Share. I've got Street Fighter 6, which might be a perfect game, Bobby, because I do foresee Diablo maybe having server issues. So wouldn't
Yeah,
have
it
thought
could
about
be.
this. Yeah, so Street Fighter 6, June 2nd, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And then Diablo 4, June 2nd, if you buy at least the deluxe version at £90. Which, Bobby, have you
But it
bought
will
yet?
be. No, but it will be.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Street Fighter 6, self explanatory. We played it, talked about it on the show a wee bit.
Mm-hmm.
Diablo, hype
Diablo's
level
just before we get into that, it's actually out on the 6th
on the 6th of Tuesday.
for the normal version. But if you
The
do buy the
peasants.
90 yeah, the peasants. But if you do buy the £90 version, you get it on the Friday, 4 days early.
This is a game that honestly has the potential to suck me in for months.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
I
Like,
hope it does.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I'm saying that is the MMO aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So, World of Warcraft, I'll give you a scenario. World of Warcraft Classic came out. I put a load of time into it. The way World of Warcraft worked is I was doing a dungeon. Certain armor only drops a certain percent of the time. I ended up getting a full armor set. It was very cool looking. People were whispering me in the place going, that looks insane. And I was like, I am cool as fuck. So it's literally no importance apart from me feeling good about myself. And that's what I want for Diablo. So good
Yeah.
loot and have meaning behind it. So the whole open world side of things with the MMO aspects of is enough to sell me on it. So when we played it, I was very high on it, but I didn't want to put too much time in it. Remember, we were like, oh, I'm stopping
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah. I stopped because I was like, I know what it is. I know what I'm getting myself into, and I'm just gonna wait.
Oh, I'm a dick, by the way. I definitely just told my sister I'm going to go up and they have a holiday home in Port Stewart that I'm going to stay over on Friday night.
Oh no way.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Does she have internet?
Yep. Does she have internet? But fuck. Actually, she might. She might actually. I'll bring my PlayStation up. Fuck's sake. They're fucking.
Fuck, I would. I'd be flat out all weekend, like good impressions for the show on Sunday.
No, like I will. I'll be on it. I will get on over the weekend, obviously. But I'm really excited for it, and it has. What do you predict? I actually want to get a prediction from you. Street Fighter 5. What do you or six? What do you think the Metacritic will be?
What was the last one? Do you know offhand?
Close to that then. Street Fighter 5 Metacritic. Can't be, mate. There must be something about PlayStation that they're going against. It was a 77.
77. I would say I just want to go a wee bit higher, maybe about 84, 83.
Okay. What do you think Street Fighter 4 was?
I like that one. 81.
Yeah, because if we're going by Street Fighter 4 on PlayStation 3, Super Street Fighter 4, 92.
Fuck.
So these
I
ones
really
do
like
get.
that one.
Yeah, so if this does hit, this could be a 90.
Yeah.
This could be, I'm going to say probably an 88 is what I would score it.
Yeah.
Diablo 2, or Diablo 4, sorry. I'm not saying Diablo 2. What do you
I
think
guess
that's
it's
going
going
to
to
be?
be in the 90s. I'm going to
Diablo.
say 90. What was 3? 2?
Depends what we're going. If we're going like a Ultimate Evil Edition, or we're going Reaper Shoulder, we're just going straight.
Well, Ultimate Evil's just all the DLC included, isn't it?
Yeah. Standard was 86.
Right.
So
I think we're looking at 91 here, 92, maybe 93.
I said Diablo 4 had the best CGI trailer I'd ever
Oh,
seen.
it was phenomenal.
Oh, it was fantastic, yeah. I mean, I'm so hyped for it.
It's
Like
90s. It's going to be in the 90s. This is going to be in the Game of the Year conversation.
Diablo, I could now, yeah. And it's one that you do play co-op. Like it's funny because you think, oh, now it doesn't co-op. It depends what you're doing. You know, if it was World of Warcraft, the whole, a lot of the dungeons are co-op. You're going to do that. That's no problem. It's just if it's
going to be
type of
one where
game.
like we'll be playing by ourselves as well, yes, and then just join up whenever we're all on. Because obviously we care not be getting it till Tuesday now.
You probably in the caravan for 3 weeks.
All right. Well, as soon as he plays, he is actually the week after. 12th
Is
week.
he?
12th week. He'll be away.
Oh. Well, there you go. But look, I'm excited for it. We'll have previews for it or some chat about it on the Sunday, I'm sure.
That's such
Hopefully
a
not too long.
fucking Finian thing, isn't it? Going away on the 12th.
Finian thing?
Aye.
Oh,
Going on holiday
yeah.
on the 12th.
Yeah,
Fucking
well,
off down,
no, I've never
fucking
done
off
it.
somewhere else. Loads of people
I've
used to
done
do
that
that.
once, actually. We
Loads of
usually all
people
do it
used to
with
do it.
fucking Paddy's Day. Bit
Don't
weird if
we
you
go
just
out
ask
and just
me.
just go out for a drink on Spanish Day? We don't give a fuck.
You're not allowed out. You have to stay in like those fucking zombies in daylight until it's nighttime and then you can come out. But no, look, next week's going to be a banger. Bit of a weird podcast night. I think it's because we've done it on the Wednesday. Things are, we did cover. I would actually ask anyone if you're a listener of the podcast, a fan of the podcast, do hop on YouTube and watch our live reactions. We do have kind of off the cuff comments, and it was it was fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if
I
there's
didn't.
anything you wanna,
I didn't expect it to do much views because of the actual showcase being poor.
yeah, well, no,
But
but at least our comments and our
yeah,
reactions
no,
will be
that's what I
good.
mean. If you like actually our content, do give it a listen. It is quite good.
Absolutely. So look, make sure to like and subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. Like I said, leave us a comment. Also, you can email any questions in at readyoutpod@gmail.com. Or any topics you want us to discuss quickly, we can do that. And don't forget to leave a review and follow on Spotify. Other than that, Bobby, enjoy your weekend. What are you going to play tonight?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. I'm probably going to do some fucking Mario Odyssey and collect these moons.
Lovely.
Mate, I tell you what, can I just end on this? The Pro controller is the best controller.
It's very good. Very
Fucking
comfortable.
phenomenal.
Very
Good
comfortable.
rumbling as well, like proper good,
Yeah.
good haptics.
It is. It's really good. Like I really like it.
I would say PlayStation level nearly in terms of the haptics. It feels at certain stages. Maybe
I
not.
wouldn't go that far. Like you're
not to
you're
this-
starting to tread into Nintendo fanboy.
That's it. I've ditched PlayStation and Xbox, guys. I'm going pure Nintendo.
Yeah. You
Best
and your
console ever.
fucking 30 FPS. You enjoy that.
60. Yeah. Anyway, yes, listen, next week we'll have Diablo impressions, some Street Fighter impressions, and we'll basically let you know what the Metacritic score is if you
Mhm.
haven't seen it already, which will be interesting to see how
Tuesday.
far off Bobby may be. Other than that, peace out. A-Town. Whoop. Goodbye.
Right.